Okay, the function we're going to talk about now is advanced force mode. This one right here. And within this advanced force mode, I'm just going to cancel this for a second. So I've just got a program that I've edited here. And within advanced force mode, there are the normal things. So you have the configure failure action. So if any step in this sequence fails, then it'll move to this target at this velocity. And then you have these other options here. We've got a velocity switch, and we've got limits, and we've got target force, force start braking velocity. I don't necessarily like the layout, so for my own sake, I've got this document here, which will be included in the YouTube video below it. There'll be a link to the document here, and quickly read this here. So basically, advanced force mode, the goal is to achieve a specified force, of course, and the controller in doing so is in torque mode, not position mode like in force mode itself, where it's only in position mode. So it's in torque mode, so it's got better accuracy and better control. And there's different versions of software down here. So this right here is version Evolution 2, they call it. And the actual advanced force mode itself is not available in Evo 2, Evolution 2. It's not available in Evolution 3 standard license. It's only available in Evolution 3, the advanced license. So that's really important for you guys to understand, because you could be pulling your head out saying, where is my drop-down menu for the advanced license, for the function if I don't have the advanced license? And when I say that it's operated in torque mode, it's my understanding that version 133, which is Evolution 3, is using torque mode, and in the future they're going to change torque mode to velocity mode in order to remove some unsightly features. This will not change the how you parameterize this everything here that I'm going to show you. So that's the first step. The next point of fact is this is the existing layout over here. As you saw on the screen, it's just breaking it out, so you see all the parameters. And again, I didn't like that, so I've laid this out for myself a little bit more logically or intuitively, top to bottom. So you've got the configure failure action, activation, what happens when you encounter an error during the sequence. You've got a velocity switch. When it's used, well, I'll leave the velocity switch for a second. If I leave that off and I specify velocity and force start braking and target force, then I don't have this move that looks like this. I just basically have the approach velocity, and then at the force start braking Newton, I will ramp down to 1% of the final velocity to hit the target force. When the velocity switch is being used, it's basically like almost having a position target prior to like a position move we discussed in another video. A position move is just a target. So the idea is that the velocity switch is a blended position move to force move. That's how I think about it anyway. So the idea here is you specify a target of 45 millimeters, for example. I'm going to go 25 millimeters. I mean, I'm gonna go at 45 millimeters per second with a target of 25 millimeters. As soon as I hit that, I'm going to blend into force and move into this area here, ramp down to 10 millimeters a second. And when I hit 400 Newton, I'm going to ramp down to 1% of the final velocity and continue until I hit the target force of 500 Newton. That's the best way I can explain it. And the picture over here is a little bit different. I can't say that it's a perfect picture, but it's how my mind thinks. And the over here, if you encounter the limits, meaning the max position, so if I hit a max position during all this of 45 millimeters, then I'll get a no okay, not okay, and it'll fault out on that step. If I hit a maximum force of 505 Newton, it'll also fault out with a not okay and the reason for that. And if any of these happen, it will go to the configured target position of 5 millimeters at a velocity of 5 millimeters per second. So hopefully that's a little bit better understanding when you configure. And if I go back to my step here, I've got my velocity switch here, and so on and so forth. So I'm just going to run this real quick here. Cancel out of here, operation. Just going to change it, advanced force mode. And I only have a threshold configured here. So I'm just going to run this now. And here is my method here. And that's about it